We've got eyes on him. Please advise.
He knows it's pain. You're going to get hurt. Somebody, please.
The movie begins with a young woman unexpectedly giving birth in the dressing room. A doctor is called to help to check the baby named Elijah.
What happened during the delivery?
Nothing.
Did you drop this baby?
Jesus Christ, no.
Inform the ambulance that we have a situation. It appears that your baby has sustained some fractures while inside your uterus. His arms and his legs are broken.
Flash forward to the present day, we meet David Dunn, a quiet man in his 40s, sitting on a train heading to Philadelphia. He meets a friendly woman named Kelly, who turns out to be married. Feeling awkward, David puts his own wedding ring back on after taking it off earlier. Just as things settle, the train starts shaking and speeding too fast, and then suddenly derails. At home, David's young son, Joseph, is watching TV upside down when he sees breaking news about a train crash. He flips over and realizes it is the exact train his dad was on. He stares in horror at the TV, not knowing what happened to his father. Meanwhile, David wakes up in a hospital. A doctor explains the train derailed at high speed. There were 118 passengers, and only 2 survived. David is the only one unharmed.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Your train derailed. Some kind of malfunction. They only found 2 people alive so far. You and this man. His skull was cracked open and most of his left side was crushed. It seems in a few minutes that you will officially be the only survivor of this train wreck. And 2, because you didn't break one bone, you don't have a scratch on you.
That night, David quietly eats dinner alone, then speaks with Audrey about their strained marriage. He suggests she move back into their shared bedroom, but she refuses. David attends a church service held for the victims of the train crash. He is the only survivor, and everyone stares at him. When David leaves the church, he finds a gray envelope on his car with the words "Limited Edition" on the back. Inside is a card that asks a strange question. How many days of your life have you been sick?
In an accident once too. Horse almost trampled me to death.
Could you ask Noel something for me, please? Would you ask him to check how many sick days I've taken since I worked here? Thank you.
What, you hit your head on that train? $40. 5 years, no sick day. I get it. You want a raise. Smart way to make your point.
That night, David lies awake in bed next to his sleeping son, Joseph. He quietly goes to talk to his wife, Audrey. He asks her a strange question, wondering when the last time he was sick. Audrey thinks about it, but cannot remember a time he ever was. David finds it strange, but Audrey suggests they might just be too tired to remember.
Do you think that's kind of weird? Not remembering one cold, or a fever, or a sore throat?
Means probably too tired to remember.
In 1974, young Elijah sits in his room with his arm in a sling, watching TV. His mother walks in, turns off the TV, and tells him he cannot keep hiding in his room. Elijah says he does not want to go out and get hurt again. They call him Mr. Glass at school because he breaks easily. His mother warns him that if he chooses to live in fear now, he will always be afraid. She tells Elijah she has a present for him, and when he asks where it is, she says it's on a bench across the street. Though afraid, Elijah bravely walks through the playground and finds the comic.
Someone's gonna take it.
Then you better get out there soon. I bought a whole bunch. Every time you want to come out here, they say this one has a surprise ending.
It's a classic depiction of good versus evil. The thing to notice about this piece is its realistic depiction of its figures.
Wrap it up?
Oh, my kid's gonna go berserk.
No, 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 no. This is an art gallery, my friend, and this is a piece of art.
Just then, David and his son Joseph enter the gallery with a card they found on their car. Elijah asks David if he has ever been sick, and when David says he does not think so, Elijah is stunned. Elijah explains that he has a rare bone disease called osteogenesis imperfecta, which makes his bones very easy to break. He has had 54 breaks in his life. He thought David might be his opposite, someone unbreakable. But when David reveals he was seriously injured in a car accident during college, Elijah is disappointed.
I believe comics are a form of history. I watched the aftermath aftermath of that plane crash. I watched the carnage of the hotel fire. Then one day I saw a news story about a train accident. I have something called osteogenesis imperfecta. I don't make a particular protein very well, and it makes my bones very low in density. I've had 54 breaks in my life. If there is someone like me in the world, couldn't there be someone else? Someone who doesn't get sick, who doesn't get hurt like the rest of us?
Do you think my dad's real?
I don't think anything.
I see guys like you all the time in my work. You find someone you want to take advantage of. Somewhere in there you say it. Just need your credit card number. I thought the person that wrote that note had an answer for me.
What exactly is it that you do?
I'm a security guard.
David reflects on Elijah's words and secretly pulls out an old folder with clippings from his past. He finds articles about both the train crash and a car accident from college. Something starts to click in his mind. That night, Audrey asks him if he has been with anyone else. He says no. She cries and says she wants to start over and treat this moment, his survival from the crash, as a second chance. She invites him to ask her out again, like a fresh beginning.
My decision is that I want to start again. And it's a big deal that you walked away from that train. I feel like it's a second chance.
At a busy Eagles football game, David Dunn is working as a security guard. He gets a call about someone at another gate with a fake ticket who claims to know him. It turns out to be Elijah. David checks the ticket. It is for last week's game. Elijah admits he bought it in the parking lot and says he does not want money, just a conversation. Elijah tries to convince David that his job, protecting people, means something deeper. David brushes it off, saying he only got the job through a connection. At the crowded stadium gate, David and Elijah spot a suspicious man. David explains that random pat-downs help prevent violence, and he watches closely as the man eventually steps out of line and disappears, possibly to avoid being caught with a weapon.
Now all I need is your credit card number.
Thought he was carrying something, yeah. Got a picture of a silver gun with a black grip tucked in his pants.
Have you ever tried to develop it?
I don't want to play this game anymore, but he might not have been carrying anything.
That car accident you were in, was there anyone else involved?
My wife, Audrey. I'm on my way.
Hold up a second! I just want to ask you something.
David gets off the bus near his son's school and sees Joseph playing football with friends. Joseph invites David to join the game and says he told everyone his dad was really good. David says no and tells Joseph he is going to work out. Joseph happily decides to work out with him. In the basement, Joseph helps David set up the bench press. As they talk, Joseph keeps asking funny questions like if David could beat Mike Tyson or Bruce Lee, but David always says no. David lifts the heavy weights, and it is the most he has ever lifted, 250 pounds. But then Joseph admits he actually added more weight secretly. It turns out David lifted 270 pounds without knowing. Surprised and silent for a moment, Joseph then says seriously, "Let's put more," and David agrees. David warns Joseph never to try this and tells him to get his mom if something happens. Then David lifts a bar with many weights and even paint cans added. His arms shake, but he completes the lift.
Let's put more.
Should never do anything like this. You know that, right? What else can we use?
How much is it, Dad?
About 350 pounds.
There were 14 breaks. It simply shattered.
They call me Mr. Glass.
Later, at the physical therapy center, Audrey is working when she is told her next patient has arrived. She greets Elijah, who is in a wheelchair with many injuries, and he nods and smiles at her. Elijah talks to Audrey and learns she's been married for 12 years. She explains her husband's football career ended after a car accident, which brought them closer. Elijah then surprises her by asking what part of David's body was injured, revealing he already knows her husband's name, which shocks Audrey. Elijah says he gave David an idea that seemed hard to believe, but now he thinks it is true. Audrey is surprised to hear that David might be like a real superhero from comic books. Elijah says he feels it was fate that brought them together because David will not talk to him anymore, and he hopes Audrey will listen.
One survivor. He is unharmed.
And what was it you suggested?
It's hard for many to believe there are extraordinary things inside themselves as well as others.
Been having some problems with people selling drugs here in the stadium. Raise your arms, please.
Can I go?
Yeah.
David gets a call on his walkie-talkie. His son is hurt at school. David rushes to the school after hearing his son Joseph was hurt. Joseph sits next to another boy who teases him by saying his dad can beat up Joseph's dad. Joseph's injuries are not serious, just emotional. She mentions how David was once injured at the same school when he was young and almost drowned in the pool. The school even changed its rules because of that incident.
You don't remember me, do you? You were a little younger than Joseph when it happened. He lay on the bottom of the pool for 5 minutes, and when they pulled him out, he was dead. He's still phobic of water.
Joseph tells his dad about being bullied when he tried to defend a quiet girl. He says he thought he might be like his dad, but now believes he is not. David gently tells him they both can be hurt, and that he is just an ordinary man. Joseph is confused and upset. Later at home, David is in the kitchen when Audrey enters. She says Joseph is upset and silent in his room. David thinks Joseph needs to figure things out himself. Suddenly, David sees Joseph standing in the doorway, crying and holding a loaded gun from David's closet.
You won't get hurt.
Elijah was wrong.
He told me what he thought about your father. It isn't true.
I'll show you.
You know your father was injured in college. You know that. You know all about that.
Don't be scared.
If you pull that trigger, that bullet is just going to bounce off me and I'm not going to be hurt. Now, I am your father and I am telling you to put that goddamn gun down right now! My son almost shot me last night because he wanted to prove you were right.
I never said you couldn't be killed. Were you really injured in that car accident in college? Because I believe you faked it. And I think you did it, of all things, for a woman. And that little bit of sadness in the mornings you spoke of, I think I know what that is.
Stop messing with my life, Elijah. When I was a kid, I spent a week in the hospital getting better from pneumonia. I almost drowned. 2 skinny little kids were fooling around in the pool, dunking me, and I swallowed some water. They didn't know it, and it almost killed me. Heroes don't get killed like that. Normal people do, right? I don't need to see you anymore, okay?
David and Audrey are on a second date at a dimly lit restaurant bar, opening up to each other with a mix of playful and serious questions. David admits that a nightmare made him realize their relationship might be in trouble, and Audrey gently confronts him about emotionally distancing himself from her and their son Joseph. David quietly admits he does. Audrey expresses that she never resented his past strength and would never wish his injury on him, showing she still cares deeply. Later at home, the babysitter mentions a job call from New York for David, surprising Audrey. After the sitter leaves, Audrey tells David honestly that she does not expect their lives to change drastically after just 2 dates. But if he does go to New York, they can still take things slowly and see where it goes. She quietly walks away to the guest room, leaving David in thought. David listens to a voicemail from Elijah, who reveals that water is David's weakness, his kryptonite. After the call, David silently deletes the message. This realization drives him to put on his old security rain poncho and sneak out of the house. In the pouring rain, he breaks into a fenced-off area at 30th Street Station and walks alone through the wreckage of the train crash he survived, silently confronting the truth about himself. In a flashback, young David was in a car crash. His car hit a pole and caught fire. David tried very hard to open the car door. It was stuck, but he used all his strength and finally opened it. He pulled Audrey out and carried her to safety. Soon, a truck came. Audrey opened her eyes and whispered that she thought she was going to die. David said he felt the same. The driver asked if David was hurt. David looked at Audrey, then softly said his shoulder was injured, but we know he was stronger than he looked. In a present day, David stands quietly at the train crash site, remembering everything. Elijah follows the sound of a ringing phone in his comic book store.
I wasn't injured in that car accident. I've never been injured, Elijah. What am I supposed to do?
Go to where people are. You won't have to look very long. It's all right to be afraid, David, because this part won't be like a comic book.
The second one on the wall.
Go back to Africa!
I think you drank too much. What do you...
David then carefully enters through the side laundry room door, where he sees unopened mail and hears a television in another room. David enters a messy kitchen where signs of a struggle are evident, moldy food on the table and cockroaches crawling in cereal bowls, and discovers the homeowner's lifeless body at the bottom of the stairs. In the family room, a loud boxing match plays on TV, and David hears heavy footsteps from the floor above. He proceeds upstairs, checking a young girl's room and discovering a bathroom where a teenage girl and her younger brother are tied up with phone cords. Emotionless and weak, they watch David as he gently unties them and tells them to leave. He then finds their mother tied and bruised in the master bedroom. She doesn't respond when David asks where the attacker is, but he hears a noise near the balcony. David quietly returns home, hangs up his rain poncho, and checks on his sleeping son, gently pulling the blanket over him in a moment of quiet relief. Silent and shaken after a traumatic night, gently carries Audrey to bed without a word. He holds her, trembling, and tells her he had a bad dream. She comforts him, saying it is over now. The next day, David visits Elijah's comic book store during a sale. He talks to Elijah's mother, who shares how proud she is of her son for surviving tough times. David watches Elijah from across the room and agrees that Elijah is truly a miracle.
He's spoken of you. Says you're becoming friends.
We are. He's kind of a miracle.
Yes, he is.
It has begun. When you woke up this morning, was it still there? The sadness?
No.
Passengers aren't allowed in there.
You know what the scariest thing is? To not know your place in this world. To not know why you're here. There were so many times I questioned myself.
I killed all those people.
Just to find you. Jesus Christ. Now that we know who you are, I know who I am.
In a comic, you know how you can tell who the arch villain's going to be? He's the exact opposite of the hero. And most times they're friends like you and me. I should have known way back when. You know why, David? Because of the kids.
They called me Mr. Glass.
We then move on to a mall in Pennsylvania, where 3 teenage girls, Casey Cook, Claire, and Marcia, are wrapping up Claire's birthday party. The party's winding down, and you can tell Casey doesn't really fit in with the other two. She's awkward, sitting apart from the group, clearly the outsider, who was probably invited out of politeness rather than genuine friendship. They head outside to the car with Claire's father, but everything goes wrong in that moment.
It's so weird. How do you do that?
When the girls wake up, they're in what looks like an underground bunker or basement. The room is stark and windowless, with concrete walls and minimal furniture. Just a single bed and some basic items. There's no natural light, no windows, and the door is clearly locked from the outside. Their captor appears. This is Dennis, one of Kevin's multiple personalities. Dennis is obsessively clean and methodical.
I choose you first.
Kill yourself.
He wanted me to dance for him.
Through a series of flashbacks, we learn about Casey's horrible past. After her father died, she went to live with her Uncle John. During hunting trips to a remote cabin, her uncle fully abuses her, teaching her to stay quiet and be invisible to survive. These traumatic experiences have made Casey hyper-aware of danger and taught her skills that might actually help her survive this situation.
It doesn't matter if you open that door, Claire.
Jesus! We should fight him. I took 6 months of Kempo karate class.
I saw him carry one of you and lay you on the bed like you weighed nothing.
You're saying that you're not gonna fight with everything in you? The only chance we have is if all 3 of us go crazy on this guy.
Claire's smart. Let's listen to her.
Shut up.
Meanwhile, Kevin's therapist, Dr. Karen Fletcher, is growing concerned when Kevin misses his regularly scheduled appointment. She's been working with him for years, carefully documenting his dissociative identity disorder and the remarkable abilities that some of his personalities can manifest. Karen has seen personalities with completely different physical capabilities, different allergies, medical conditions that only appear with certain identities, even different languages and skills. She's been researching cases where people with DID have shown extraordinary physical changes that seem to defy medical explanation. She finds documented cases of personalities with different eyesight prescriptions, diabetes that appears and disappears depending on which personality is in control, and other phenomena that suggest the mind might have more control over the body than anyone previously thought. She's beginning to wonder if Kevin's personalities might be capable of something truly unprecedented.
He's back. Admit what you've done. Don't get upset.
We're here! Help us! We're in here!
I'll talk to him. He knows what you're here for. He's not allowed to touch you.
They are what they believe they are. The brain has learned to defend itself.
You speak of them like they're supernaturally gifted, like they have powers or something. Karen, these are patients. They have been through trauma.
And perhaps now they are capable of something we are not.
DID patients have changed their body chemistry with their thoughts.
He's just trying to scare us.
He was having a full conversation with himself.
Bathroom, it's unacceptable. Make it easy. I've color-coded these. Use a blue bottle and the pink bottle. Patricia has reminded me that it was sacred food, and I promise not to bother you again.
The girls meet yet another personality, Hedwig, who appears to be a 9-year-old boy trapped in a grown man's body. Hedwig is playful and innocent, excited to show them his room that's decorated with children's toys, drawings, and colorful decorations. He talks and acts exactly like a little kid would. Hedwig reveals that there are 23 different people living in Kevin's body, but only some of them have taken the light, meaning they're in control. He explains that Dennis and Patricia are the ones running things now, and they're planning something big involving the Beast, who would be the 24th personality. Casey quickly realizes that Hedwig might be their way out of this nightmare. She starts befriending him, playing along with his childish games, and treating him like the little boy he believes he is. While doing this, she's carefully gathering information about their location and the building's layout.
We have to hurry and get out of here.
I have to blow my nose.
No, wait, please don't throw.
He said something about making the room safe.
Hey, what are you guys doing?
Give us a second. We're changing.
Now I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna slap you in your face and your...
Just give me as much time as you can.
I thought I lost you. We're more powerful than you think. Step outside. Look at your sweater. It's ruined. It's dirty. Remove it. We'll not see your friend again. Take off your skirt, you take off your shirt. Clothes you got all dirty from the dust.
When Karen encounters who she thinks is Kevin, she quickly realizes she's actually talking to Dennis. He's taken full control, and Kevin's core personality has been pushed so far down that he can barely surface, even for brief moments.
To whom am I speaking with now?
It's Barry.
Based on the description of all 23 identities that live in Kevin's body, I think I'm talking to Dennis. He has a proclivity to watch young girls dance naked. You've adjusted the chocolate dish twice since you came in here.
Patricia and Dennis are very unstable. I'm not Dennis.
You must forgive me. My job is to challenge you.
Look, Lint. Yeah, what? Collar is from 3 seasons ago. Snood? I mean, come on. Good? Go to your room, shut the door. Do it now. We will find our passion in the sun, our purpose.
The Beast? He's coming for you. You've got a crumb on your shirt.
Just take it off.
Casey continues working on Hedwig, trying to convince him that Dennis and Patricia are manipulating him and lying about the Beast. She tells him he could take control if he wanted to, that he's stronger than he thinks he is. During one of Hedwig's visits, Casey manages to convince him to show her around the facility. As they sneak through the corridors, Casey realizes they're in the basement of the Philadelphia Zoo, where Kevin works as a maintenance worker. She can actually hear animals moving around above them.
Did you think it was a real window? So you could leave? Etc.
Please.
Miss Patricia says that nobody will make fun of me anymore when the Beast comes.
Wait, please. I want to hear your Kanye West album.
This! It's not a toy. It's Mr. Dennis's. Hey, what are you doing? Don't touch those buttons. You're gonna get us found out. You're gonna
skated. What up?
Hello?
Slap you!
Casey, Cook, I've been abducted. You need to find me.
Okay, Betty, listen. Tell Larry and Fish I said hi.
Please. I'm begging you.
The Beast. He believes the time of ordinary humanity is almost over.
Let's pretend we're animals again. I'll tell your dad you're not being nice. Come on, take off your stuff. Come on. Stop it, Casey.
Karen, unable to reach Kevin and growing more worried, decides to go to the zoo where she knows he works. She finds his maintenance area and notices signs that his mental state is deteriorating. The workspace is messier than usual, and there are signs of the personality's influence. She tries to use all her psychological training to reach Kevin's original personality, but Dennis and Patricia have gained such complete control that Kevin can only appear for seconds at a time, desperately trying to warn her about what's happening before being suppressed again. Karen learns the terrifying truth about Dennis and Patricia's plan. They believe that trauma and extreme suffering can unlock superhuman potential in people. They've been preparing for the Beast's emergence, convinced that it will possess abilities far beyond normal human limitations. The three girls aren't just captives, they're intended sacrifices to feed and strengthen this new personality.
Would you mind if I used your bathroom?
Near the stairs on your left. They will never reach their potential.
This is a crime. I can't let you keep them here.
Is there anything in your room, anything that we could use?
There's a hanger.
See if you can move the lock through the crack in the door.
As night falls, the transformation that Dennis and Patricia have been working toward finally begins. Kevin's body starts changing in ways that seem physically impossible. His muscles expand and shift, his posture becomes more animalistic, and something truly inhuman begins to emerge from within him. The Beast is real, and it's everything Dennis and Patricia promised it would be. When it emerges, it's clear this isn't just another personality. It's something that seems to transcend the normal limitations of human biology and psychology. The Beast's voice is deeper and more guttural than Kevin's other personalities, with an almost animalistic quality that's both mesmerizing and terrifying.
I'm worried, sick. The Horde keeps obsessing about the ones who haven't suffered. I don't know where they're going with this, but it scares me.
Goes like this if there's a coyote or something.
I guess I should tell Dr. Fletcher about this. Thus ends my journal from Monday.
Kevin Wendell Crumb, get out here!
Who are you? Did I hurt you? I swear I was on a bus. I don't remember anything after that. There's a shotgun I bought. In the bottom cabinet, hidden behind things.
Wait! No, don't do that. As in 1008. We have been wronged by this alliance, this horde. They've been stealing control of the life from me, but their group are gonna work through this. Dennis and Miss Patricia are in charge because of me.
Kevin Wendell Crumb.
You can call his name all you like, dear, but he's not going to hear you.
My daddy died too. Heart attack. I'm going to take care of you. You won't be giving me any trouble, will you?
The unburned, the unslain, those who have not been torn have no value in themselves and no place in this world. Can't you see I am not human? You are different from the rest. Rejoice! Rejoice.
One worker finds Casey and unlocks the cell to get her out of the zoo. Ambulance soon arrives and takes care of her wounds. Police officer informs her that her Uncle John is coming to pick her up and take her home. As she sits in the back of a police car, she makes no move to get out and stares at the officer, giving her a hint that something is wrong.
It didn't go through. We are what we believe we are. So what do we do now? Let him show the world how powerful we can be.
Because of his many personalities, he is being called the Horde.
This is like that crazy guy in the wheelchair that they put away 15 years ago. And they gave him a funny name, too. What was it?
Mr. Glass.
3 weeks later, the Beast has been active in Philadelphia, and people are starting to whisper about something supernatural stalking the city's streets. We find David Dunn, now in his 50s, running a home security business called Dunn Home Security with his son Joseph.
Superman punch! You see his bag fall?
Did you leave the door open, T?
I closed it. It's you.
They bumped into me at the subway. Can't just let him go, Joseph.
They're not calling you the tiptoe man or the float anymore. They're pretty much settled on the overseer. Dad, you look tired.
When we find this horde, I'll take a mental health day.
Joseph has been tracking reports of the Beast's activities, and he's identified a pattern. Kevin's monstrous personality has been kidnapping groups of teenage girls, always taking them to abandoned industrial locations around the city. The latest batch of missing girls fits the pattern perfectly. David and Joseph narrow down the Beast's likely location to an abandoned factory in a rundown part of Philadelphia. David suits up in his rain poncho and heads out, while Joseph coordinates from home base.
Drake's my new main man. The Beast is gonna come for you guys any minute now. I don't want him coming and finding roller skates on his feet. You guys like cartoons? Sorry, bro.
It's some kind of factory. They're all in there.
Hey.
Who are you? I am you.
sir?
It's gonna be okay, Joseph.
Straight to Ravenhill Memorial.
They're both transported to Ravenhill Memorial Psychiatric Hospital, an imposing Gothic structure that looks like something out of a horror movie. This isn't just any mental health facility. This is a place designed for unusual cases with specialized security and treatment protocols. We're introduced to Dr. Ellie Staple, a psychiatrist who specializes in a very specific type of patient, people who believe they have superhuman abilities. Ellie is calm, professional, and speaks with the authority of someone who's dealt with cases like this before. Ellie has had David and Kevin placed in a special wing of the hospital, in rooms specifically designed to contain their particular abilities. David's room has a sprinkler system that can flood it with water at a moment's notice, exploiting his weakness. Kevin's room has specialized lighting systems designed to suppress his more dangerous personalities. But there's a third patient in this wing, and his presence explains how Ellie knew exactly what she was dealing with. Elijah Price, Mr. Glass himself, has been a patient at Ravenhill for 19 years.
You won't be lonely anymore. You have 2 new friends.
They gave me a syringe for my diabetes. It's a little too close to the light. Do you think you could pick it up for me? You know what would have happened if she'd have gotten to that key, you gobshite. We almost got you, bro. The only one who can defend us is him.
All right, step away from the controls now, little duck.
He talks to you when he's out on searches.
He hasn't hurt anybody.
He's injured countless individuals who haven't had their due process in court. And there was a teenage girl in this latest incident who broke her arm.
They would all be murder victims if it wasn't for my dad.
It was a vigilante event and a victim was injured. They will claim in court that if they had found the girls, no one would have been hurt.
If I don't get him to give up his delusion, he will remain in institutions like this for the rest of his life.
You lost your mother. You believe your father is a real-life superhero. You believe he is almost immortal. You can see how some would say, you need this to be true.
Just because he let you go doesn't mean he is good.
Can I talk with them?
No way. You tried so hard to get away from us and now you come back and see us? Sorry for trying to feed you to the beast, etc.
They're never gonna let you out of here. The Horde has to give up the light.
Beast is the highest form.
You guys are gonna die. Kevin?
It's you.
My uncle's in jail. What he did to me was just like what your mom did to you was wrong.
We're the same.
Casey, I need you. Will you help me?
You are the last person I need to see today. I have installed cameras on every floor. There is nowhere you can go that won't be documented.
Ellie brings the 3 men together for group therapy sessions, claiming she wants to cure them of their delusions of grandeur. She presents a rational, scientific explanation for each of their abilities. David survived the train crash through luck and has convinced himself he's unbreakable. Kevin's personalities are manifestations of severe trauma, and Elijah has an obsession with comic book mythology that has led him to orchestrate disasters. These group therapy scenes are fascinating because we're watching 3 very different men process Ellie's attempts to convince them they're delusional. David, who has always been the most reluctant hero, starts to doubt himself. Kevin's personalities begin questioning their own existence. Only Elijah remains completely convinced of their true nature, showing each patient evidence that contradicts their self-image as superhuman. She explains David's feats of strength through adrenaline and psychological factors. She demonstrates how Kevin's personality switches can be triggered and controlled through environmental manipulation. She presents Elijah with psychological profiles showing how his obsession with comic books has driven him to create real-life supervillain scenarios. The most effective part of Ellie's treatment is her use of video evidence and medical records. She shows David footage of him struggling with simple tasks when he believes he might be hurt. She demonstrates Kevin's personality responding to light and environmental cues, like conditioned responses. She presents Elijah with evidence of his crimes framed as the actions of a delusional individual rather than a criminal mastermind. These sessions begin to have their intended effect. David starts questioning whether his abilities are real or if he's been living in a fantasy. Kevin's core personality begins to surface more often, expressing confusion and guilt about what the Beast has done. Even Elijah seems to waver occasionally, though he's clearly the most resistant to Ellie's treatment. But Elijah is playing a longer game than anyone realizes. During his 19 years at Raven Hill, he's been observing the hospital's security systems, studying the staff routines, and waiting for the right opportunity. The arrival of David and Kevin represents the culmination of a plan he's been developing for nearly 2 decades.
No.
You're certain?
Creating a chain of thoughts that never happened.
Then how did he bend the bars? The iron bars at the zoo?
The cages beneath the zoo were made in 1874 when the zoo first opened. I was able to bend them by putting a wrench between them and leaning back.
He was shot. Not once, but twice.
We've analyzed the shotgun and the cartridges. They were very old. There was a lot of moisture from the boiler room down in the locker area where they were kept. And some of the pellets hit the inside of the bars. The facts you are basing your belief in are wrong. If superheroes exist, why are there only 3 of you?
Daryl. Hey, my man.
Dinner, Elijah.
First name, Mr. Last name, class. Are you ready? They've been lying to us all.
My horde is losing faith.
In comics, you would go to a public place where all could see you. But you need David in front of the world. You can convince the horde and the world. That sounds like the bad guys teaming up.
Elijah explains his philosophy to David. The world needs to know that people with extraordinary abilities exist. Society has been living a lie, believing that humans are limited to ordinary capabilities. By revealing their powers in a public, undeniable way, they can change the world's understanding of human potential forever. The plan is ambitious and theatrical, exactly what you'd expect from someone who calls himself Mr. Glass. David and Kevin will demonstrate their abilities in a way that can't be explained away or covered up. But Ellie has been monitoring their communications and is aware that something is being planned. Elijah uses his master-level understanding of the hospital's systems to create a coordinated breakout that plays to each person's strengths while compensating for their weaknesses. Kevin's escape involves his personalities working together in ways we haven't seen before. Patricia uses her authority to manipulate hospital staff. Dennis uses his obsessive-compulsive knowledge of building layouts to navigate security systems. When physical obstacles arise, the Beast emerges to tear through barriers with raw supernatural strength.
Get back in your room, the view.
You're fighting for the broken. Go through the basement.
Your dad is trying to fight her abductor. Your son is trying to best his dad. Comic books are not valid history. The patients are planning to go to the public opening of the Osaka Tower. They made a mistake going through the basement. It gives us some time.
I don't care what Patricia says. I'm not. We don't need him anyway. There are still 10 of us.
A collection of main characters.
All he knows is pain. You're going to get hurt. Somebody, please.
Stay away from him!
I'm just trying to save you.
Get inside the building.
The water used for David's room. There's water in that tank. Water is his weakness.
Hey, Joseph!
He's lying to you. Kevin's dad didn't just take any train and not come home.
He took the train my dad was on. The one that everyone died except my dad. Mr. Glass killed Kevin's dad.
I created you as I created David. I truly am a mastermind.
Kevin Wendell Crumb. He couldn't do what he wanted. You can tell him what to do. Will you stay in the light with me?
She was able to turn him, target down.
You guys gotta help him. That's my dad.
David, take my hand.
It's just us.
I would have left you alone, but when the horde showed up here, then I just had to come.
It hurts, Casey. You can get it to stop hurting.
I should never have listened to her. We gotta clean these pants, Casey. They're all so scared.
But I told them that I'm gonna hold the light now till the very end.
They got it wrong in the comics. They talk about secret evil groups trying to stop the heroes. There just can't be gods amongst us. Be at peace.
I wasn't a mistake, Mama.
Elijah's death is the culmination of his lifelong obsession with comic book narratives and his belief that he was destined to be a supervillain who would reveal the truth about superheroes. His final moments are spent ensuring that his plan succeeds, even if he doesn't survive to see the results. Despite Ellie's organization's efforts to suppress the evidence, footage of the supernatural battle spreads throughout the world via social media and independent news sources. People begin to question the official explanations and wonder if others with similar abilities might exist.
Someone was streaming the live security feed to a private site.
He went through the basement tunnels to be seen by as many cameras as possible. I gave him all the cameras he needed right here.
There are unknown forces that don't want us to realize what we are truly capable of. We give each other permission to be superheroes. Whoever these people are who don't want us to know the truth, today they lose.
Joseph, Casey, and Mrs. Price meet to discuss what they've witnessed and what it means for the future. They represent the ordinary people who have been touched by the extraordinary, and their decision to share their stories ensures that the truth about David, Kevin, and Elijah won't be completely buried. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and be sure to check out other awesome recaps on the channel. And as always, thank you very much for watching.